Hello, welcome back to AMC coming soon. I'm Kristian Harloff, and this is the show where we preview all the upcoming releases and we rank them by our anticipation. I don't know why I keep saying that.
It's a hard word. Off with,
anticipation. That's what we got. That's what we're going to do. I'm anticipating getting this right. All right, here we go. Joining me today on the panel, you know him, you love him. It's David Griffin. He's back. What's up, man?
It's great to be here. I'm going to avoid saying the A word today because I know I'll struggle with it too.
Yeah,
I'm done. I'm done saying it.
And there he is, Mark Ellis, Topher Grace. What's up?
I've been anticipating potato. I like potatoes.
Ah, nice. All right. Before we get into this, we will, I promise. I want to get to you guys and let you know, if you're brand new to the show, how we rank these movies. We let you know we have a whole chart. There it is, right there. Number 1, not interested. No way. Can't sell me on this one. I'm not going to see it. 2, curious. All right, that sounds good enough. I might go check it out. 3, seeing it. Well, that looks pretty decent. I'm going to get my butt in the theater. 4, opening weekend. I am ready. I am there. 5, camp out. Are you kidding me? It's Star Wars. I'll be there. That's it. It is the scale. Let's start it off. The first movie on today's list is a movie called Max. It is not George Miller. It is the director Boaz Yakin, and it stars Robbie Amell, Lauren Graham, and Thomas Hayden. Synopsis is: a dog that helped U.S. Marines in Afghanistan returns to the U.S. and is adopted by his handler's family after suffering a traumatic experience. David, let's start with you. What do you think?
I'm curious. It's a bit much with the dog. I mean, as soon as the trailer opens up, you see the dog and everybody in the theater. I saw it in the theater when everybody was like, "Oh." You know, I mean, it's a dog. It's everybody loves dogs. It's tugging at you, it's pulling you in. Robbie Amell, Firestorm himself, is going to be in this film at least for a little while. They kind of give a lot away in this trailer. Yeah. I don't know. It looks like it's a couple different stories. You have the story about the war, the brother over there, and then you have the story back home, and there's maybe a mystery, something else behind the scenes over there with the war that we didn't see, and you're trying to uncover that. And of course, the dog comes back. I don't know. I'm curious. It looks interesting. I love Graham is awesome. I love Parenthood. I'm a huge Parenthood fan. Thomas Hayden Church is awesome. Sandman himself. I mean, he's done better work than that, of course. But I don't know. For me, I'm just kind of curious.
Who's Lauren Graham in Parenthood again? Which one?
She is the sister.
Gilmore Girls.
Gilmore Girls is more important.
Okay.
Yeah, more famously. Yeah,
okay.
Gilmore Girls.
She was one of the Gilmore Girls.
Yeah.
All right, Mark, you have a very strong opinion about this.
About Gilmore Girls.
Apparently. So what do you think?
I had to stop watching this trailer.
Crying.
I was watching it in a public place in an airport.
Upset for real?
I wasn't getting upset. I was just getting just sappy.
Right.
It was literally maple syrup was coming out of my eyes. This is opening weekend for me. This is
wow.
Yeah, it's a story about a dog. You remember what happened when I put on Marley and Me?
Yeah, I made you do that. It was funny.
It was so hard to watch that movie, but I couldn't stop watching it. When you combine that with the fact that this is this dog who was in war and the kid, and he lost his father, and now there's almost like a Jack Frost frequency trying to keep that bond with your father alive, even though your father's gone. You still have this dog that you can train. I've been overseas before, and I've met these dogs that are trained on the basis. I signed up to get attacked by one of them, and first of all, those dogs are incredible because they will sick you, and then they do some magic finger snap, and then they're just a cute German Shepherd again. And the bond that they have with their trainers is something that you can't break. And so seeing how that will translate to the guy's kid, it's an opening weekend for me. I'm sorry.
And this is coming from a cat person.
I love cats.
I would go ahead and say seeing it. For me, it's a 3. Boy and his dog, you got me. And I like the idea that this kid, the brother of Robbie Amell, is kind of a problem kid, and just it's this bond with this dog that essentially has him come to age. And I like that. I like to see the fact that this dog is having problems. It's what he did over in the war, and now coming back, he's adjusting. And I think, is it a true story or is it based off a book? It's one of the two. I thought it was a true story, but
there is those diagnoses that dogs can get PTSD as well. So there's that element of it.
I do always get nervous though when there's like a hit movie that came out before, and then there's always like from a producer of Marley and Me. It's just like the one guy who happened to like put $1 in, and then they
but I think they throw that on there because it's Marley.
A credit.
Yeah,
that's what I mean. That's what I'm saying. I always get nervous when they do that. Yeah. But overall, what I've seen so far in this trailer, I feel like that's how I'm going to be at the end of it, because dogs in general get me, and the way that this is set up, it looks like we could have a real tearjerker on our hands.
I might drown in the theater.
See, I don't want to make it think like I'm a heartless person.
Are heartless.
I just never owned a dog personally, so the dog thing that doesn't pull me in. But the relationship with his brother, because it seems like he was a little bit bitter towards him. Like I think Robbie Amell's character was the golden boy and all that. So he's getting to know his brother through these videos and through the dog. So that relationship, the brother relationship, it does interest me.
And that's got a bit of a Stand By Me thing too. Like, you remember with the John Cusack older brother and Will Wheaton, that relationship that they had. But although they got along really well, but it was that kind of always thinking, my brother, like you said, he was the golden child and all that too. So maybe there's another angle. So there you go. Those are our rankings there. Next, here it comes. Ted 2, directed and written by Seth MacFarlane. It stars Mark Wahlberg, Amanda Seyfried, and Seth MacFarlane. It's the sequel. The synopsis, newlywed couple Ted and Tammy Lynn want to have a baby, but in order to qualify to be a parent, Ted will have to prove he's a person in a count of law. Count of law? Court of law. So for me, I'm going to say this is a opening weekend. Now, I didn't like that last movie that Seth MacFarlane did at all.
A Million Ways to Die in the West.
It was not good.
I'll take your word for it.
It was not good. But him as the voice of Ted worked very well for me in that first one. The trailer that sold me on that first movie, Ted, I went in with high expectations, and it met the expectations. He and Mark Wahlberg have a great chemistry. Regardless of if it's a voice or not, they work together. There's some moments that look really funny. Amanda Seyfried looks pretty funny in it. One trailer really got me. The other one, I'm like, let's see where we go here. But I'm really looking forward to this movie. We haven't had a really big, great laugh out loud comedy this summer. I feel this could be it. I don't know. Mark?
Thank God this is coming out the same weekend as Mac, so I can go cry at that one, and then opening weekend, I can go see Ted 2, and it can make me laugh my head off, because that's exactly what the first one did. I am a monster Family Guy fan. I think Seth MacFarlane is a comedic genius, and what he did with the first Ted, like you said, I was just laughing out loud. I was busting a gut for 90 minutes. I'm hoping for more of the same. The trailers have made me laugh. Not necessarily as hard as I thought they might, but I also like when comedies feel like they don't have to throw every joke at you in the trailer. I think they're saving their best fastballs for the actual movie opening weekend, bar none.
David?
I'm giving this a 3 because I'm a little bit worried. I love the first one. First one would definitely be 4 or 5 for me. I'm a Family Guy fan as well. But I'm thinking of Hot Tub Time Machine 2, and the sequel worries me. I don't think it's going to be that bad. It's just the sequel part. The part 2 worries me. It's just comedy sequels. I mean, I hope it's good. I think Hangover. You know, some comedy sequels go downhill after the first one. They don't usually catch fire and get better. This isn't like going to be like the Bourne series where it gets maybe better and better and better. But I hope this one is just as good or better. I'm hoping that it exceeds my expectations. But right now, I'm at a 3. I'm going to see it, but I'm not super pumped for it. I'm just a little bit worried. You have a few reservations.
Your points are more than valid, because you could count on, I think we've tried to do this a couple times, you can count on like one hand what comedy sequels really delivered. It's really tough to do. So that's an absolute concern to have, for sure. As far as I hope, because I'm with you, Hot Tub Time Machine 2, woof, man, that let me down. But going in to see Ted 2, I'm just talking about my build up on it, just because the first one did. There's some lines in that movie I could just say it out loud, not delivering it the way they did, and laugh out loud just because remembering it. So I'm hoping to get moments like that, but I totally get your reservations going into it.
It's going to join the pantheon of greats like Wayne's World 2 and The Naked Gun 2.5 as some of the very few comedy sequels that live up to the original.
Austin Powers 2.
Yeah.
Come on.
The third one's funnier than the second one.
Get out of here. All right, next. Here we go. This is a movie called A Little Chaos. It's directed by Hans Gruber himself. Alan. I called him Alice.
Hans Gruber.
I called him Alice. I called him Alex, and I finally got it right with Alan Rickman. Hans, Booby. It stars Kate Winslet, Alan Rickman, and Stanley Tucci. Got it right that time. Synopsis. 2 talented landscape artists become romantically entangled while building a garden in King Louis. What is happening today? Thank you. It's at his palace in Versailles. Let's talk about this movie, what we've seen so far. I saw the trailer. For me, it is a seeing it because of the talent involved. I've seen a lot, and the other one that's not mentioned in the stars here is Matthias Schoenaerts, who
your boy, yeah.
This guy is a star. He is an absolute star. It looks like his character in Far From Maddening Crowd evolved a little bit and now made it up in the world, and now he's going after Kate Winslet. But you tell me Alan Rickman is directing it, and you put him in there as like this king, and you have him have this relation, like this, not a platonic relationship, seems like, with Kate Winslet of respecting her, and then she's got this relationship with Schoenaerts. How do you not at least want to see that movie because of the performances alone? So for me, it's a 3. It's seen it.
I'm going to tell you how you don't want to see that movie.
Why?
Because I don't want to see that movie.
Come on.
I'm gonna say, I'm curious because of the talent involved. I'm not sold on Matthias Schoenaerts as hard as you are. I mean, in this, he looks like he's a 30 Seconds to Mars lead singer cover band. It was like Jared Leto left to go shoot the movie, so he stepped in for him. I'll be honest, the premise just doesn't intrigue me at all. I turned on the trailer and I'm like, I do not care about this. I don't care that Kate Winslet and Alan Rickman, who I love her, and Stanley Tucci I love, I just don't care about it at all. So I'll go curious because it's a lot of good people in the film. So you guys can let me know how it is.
David, you know how to read. What do you think?
I'm going to one up all of y'all, and I'm going with a 4 opening weekend because I love period pieces.
Awesome.
Mark is hating on this handsome man over here. It's not his fault. Nothing wrong with him. I saw Far From a Madding Crowd as well, and he was excellent in that. I'm sold on this guy. I love Kate Winslet, Alan Rickman, Hans Gruber, one of the best villains of all time from Die Hard, also Severus Snape in Harry Potter. So he is the man. His voice is just... You can just listen to him read anything.
Yeah.
He's got one of those like Cumberbatch. Those guys just have, James Earl Jones. They have these voices. Whenever you hear it, there's no doubt in your mind who that guy is. So he's always seeing it when Alan Rickman's involved and Kate Winslet. It pushes up to a 4 for me.
How do we feel about Rickman directing it?
I'm curious. I think he's got a... I would hope he has an eye. Yeah. I mean, I would think he would. He's been around some of the best filmmakers. He's been in some of the best movies. He's put on some excellent performances. I would hope that he has a good eye.
Yeah, I mean, I would think that from what the trailer, it looks beautiful as far as the scenery and stuff. I'm curious why this would be the first one I don't know if it's the first one, but why he would go with this one, and maybe it's something, again, to work with these actors and actresses. I do think it looks pretty decent to see maybe this particular story and I think that's because of what these actors bring to it, and because you see Kate Winslet in this kind of stronger role again, very similar to what we just saw with Carey Mulligan in Far From the Madding Crowd.
Right. Yeah.
And so I like to see that, especially when traditionally when you think of women in the roles that they've gotten in those period pieces, not always
they're always waiting on Mr. Darcy to show up
around,
and go save them.
Yeah, and it doesn't seem like that's the case again. Right. So that would be 2 movies in a row that in a period piece that are going down that road. So that's why
you bring up Rickman directing, and again, when I turn on the trailer, it's the job of the movie to make me feel like I'm in that time period. This trailer, I literally thought that 30 seconds into it, it was a gag, and it was like a reenactment kind of thing. I did not feel like this movie actually takes place there at all. So hopefully the movie can do a better job of that. It's one of the reasons why I just detached from it early on. I didn't feel like I was back there.
All right. Well, the next one on the table is Big Game. Directed, written by Jalmari Helander. It stars Samuel L. Jackson, Omni Tamila, and Ray Stevenson. Synopsis: a young teenager camping in the woods helps rescue the President of the United States when Air Force One is shot down near his campsite. Mark, what do you think? Just the one.
Uno. Going Uno. Do not... I get offended when they make bad action movies. You guys saw what I did to Vendetta on the show a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
And this just looks so stupid to me. It just doesn't look interesting at all. It looks like it should be VOD or even VHS. I don't care about this. I care less about this than I do A Little Chaos. I think it looks dumb.
All right, David.
This is a seeing it for me. Remember back in the 90s when they used to actually make action movies? Remember Executive Decisions? Remember Con Air? Do you remember Broken Arrow? This is that.
Well...
Yeah, it's going to be that. It's going to be good. I'm saying it. I know there's some doubt in the room right now, but I'm going to say it. It looks great. I like the relationship that he has with this kid in the trailer. It looks like they're in Finland, but I don't know. The kid, I don't know. But, you got that going on. We have Ray Stevenson, who was Punisher Warzone. He's in that. I like him as well. So I think it's going to be kind of that Air Force One feel. Not the caliber of filmmaking as Air Force One with Harrison Ford, but I think it's going to be entertaining. This is going to be one of those movies you're going to sit back and be like, it's not a good movie, but man, is it entertaining. And I think that's what we're going to get with a Big Game. I'm a 3 seeing it.
Now, look, this movie had me at a 2 with Curious as I was watching. And then that little kid goes running and jumps to the plane, and it brought me right to a 1. Because I was like, come on, man. Like, it just, to me, it doesn't... I think that they were going for that feeling of the old school Executive Decision and stuff, but it almost seems like a goofy B movie that they're trying to do. Like it's almost like a spoof on White House Down or something. And then I think that they're showing you that Ray Stevenson is turning on him right away. Like it's kind of, hey, it's this cliched. I hope that's what they're doing. Like, his cliched friend, I got your back, sir, but I'm really hunting you down. And as if not, it's another reason why it's in the 1s. It's Samuel L. Jackson. I mean, you love Samuel L. Jackson, and the kid looks good. The little Finnish kid looks good, but I just, it just, like you said, it's just so silly.
I just can't stand when movies try to be spoofy on purpose. Like, I hate the Piranha 3 Double D style of filmmaking, and not that this is going to be that bad, but movies in the 90s, like Executive Decision, Air Force One, they took themselves seriously. This looks like it knows it's bad, so let's not even take ourselves seriously. That poster looks like it's Loaded Weapon Part 2. I mean, it
does.
It just looks like it's already knowing that it's a bad movie, so let's try to have fun with
But
it.
look, it's hugely entertaining. A total blast.
Samuel
4
Jackson.
stars.
Samuel Jackson wrote that. But it just, it really seems
David Griffin says seeing it, maybe.
Right.
Maybe. Yeah.
It feels like something like when you're on the couch and you're just kind of scrolling through, you turn it on, and then you're like, okay, this is fun. And then you start checking your phone, you forget what you're watching. Oh, all right. And then you change it. But maybe we're wrong. Maybe Nick Fury will prove to us that everything he does is good.
I hope so. I want all these movies to be good. I just can't get that excited about it.
All right, well, that's it. Hopefully we got you excited about something this week. What is it? By the way, comment below and tell us exactly what do you want to see out of the movies coming out this weekend. How about you? What are you going to go check out this week? Why? Why not? Start a conversation here and let us know what you're thinking about the show. All that great stuff. AMC coming soon. I'd like to thank the panel today. David, where can the good people find you?
You can find me in a couple places, people. The first and foremost of those is going to be on Twitter at GriffinDE, but I'm also with Dennis Zhang himself at Think Hero Pro on YouTube.
And Mark Ellis, where can they find you?
5150 Ellis on Twitter and Instagram. And Kristian and I's big game is getting everybody out there to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Schmoes Know. We want to hit 200,000 subs by the end of June. You can make that happen, human being out there.
Please do. Please do. For me, Kristian Harloff at Twitter and Instagram. Periscope, might as well check that as well. Like Mark said, Schmoes Know. Thanks again. Make sure you keep checking every Monday for a brand new episode of Coming Soon, and we'll do the same. We'll see you soon. Whatever.